There's more to describe and talk about more, and it's about people who are coming from India and some other South Asian countries, and also China is also on this list. Now there are not all of them. Well, some people from these countries they manage to assimilate and blend in to the way of the Canadian life. While Canada is like a melting pot and it's a multicultural country that the indigenous people they have their way of living and people speak English and French and people are free to speak however whatever language they're born with or they learn that like as a second, third, fourth, fifth, and so on. If they want to like travel easier and get along with the local, if they travel or if they want to be like a language teacher over there. But recently, there has been like an increase in people from India, China, and some South Asian countries. Mostly India, China, top two, and they are violating the student visas and worker visas. How they're supposed to be used because a visa along with your passport that allows you to like travel. Well, visa you can just travel and you have like a maximum of a certain amount of days. The country that you're visiting or studying and working in, they'll be asking, so how long are you going to be like staying in this country? They'll like something like that. But regarding like starting working, they'll be asking like where you're like staying. Are they using like rental or staying at like a hotel for or one of those bed and breakfast? As long as you pay for it. But remember that you're not like an official citizen. And while some people have they have studied and they became citizens, they have official Canada citizenship or permanent residence card. Well, some have they have studied while studying. They have worked at some fast food places, like restaurants. Like you may have seen these people on these student and workers visas at maybe like Tim Hortons, McDonald's, Firehouse Subs, Subway, Burger King. The list goes on. and while they might be like studying at like a college or a university across Canada. While some people, some of them, they did study and work, and then they went back to the country of origin where they were born, and those we can respect because they're actually abiding by the law. Because this applies to every single country. Because if you do not have like a valid like citizenship card, if you're on a student or worker's visa, that means that you can get deported. But unfortunately, over in Brampton, Ontario, there were some Indians on student and worker visas who they broke the student and worker visa rules, and they demanded that they stay and work and live here in Canada, and they should deserve this privilege that they should because yet they are breaking the law. Because they do not have a citizenship card, if it does, if they're, if you see their like identification, because the only identification that is proven is driver's license, passport, and if it does not say Canada on it, yeah, you are not a Canadian citizen. And these rule breaking Indians, Chinese, and other South Asian countries, people who they're breaking the visa rules for any student and worker visa rules. They need to get deported, and that's why a lot of student and worker visas from India, uh, over 76 has been denied. And regarding China, it was around 44. That says a lot. And the numbers have been higher ever since then. And it just gives like a bad image for any like legal citizens who are like are from these countries. They abide by the Canada's charters and rights and freedoms, while celebrating their own culture at home, which they do have the privilege to do because it is a right. And it does say that in the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. You can celebrate your own culture at home. But what the problem is that these rule-breaking people, whether they're new citizens or mostly the new citizens, they think they can just break the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms laws, and they think their rules from India to China or whatever country applies in Canada, and that does not true. That does not apply. I've already had like more trouble with some Indians. Yeah, there was a problem regarding like an Indian, well, two, woman and a man trying like to do like a forced marriage to a like a 17-year-old girl who she doesn't know them and had absolutely no nothing in connection to them, and she's just trying to finish her 40 hours of service. Whether you could you do like a volunteer job, yeah, and then that gets signed by the somebody who works at that place, and if you or if you worked at like at the business, yeah, the someone who works there, like the manager or like the or whatever you call it, depending on the place. Yeah, they'll sign it, and then yeah, and then you can go to college or university or trades. So what happened to that incident, which happened over in the Quinty West area near Belleville? So the uncle of the girl and and uh, and uncle the wife, they stepped in. They reported to the Ontario Provincial Police. So this was happened in like the Pecton, and every worker in at that Tim Hortons branch, they were signing with that Indian man and the woman who was at the time of the worker at that during that incident. So the police, yeah, they investigated, and so technically the Indian woman and the Indian man, they broke the law. Several reasons. So they got sent back to Brampton, and then they got deported. And that's why a lot of Indians they're getting under temporary working visa. They've been deported, and so you go to like Tim Hortons and Subway or Fire Subs, Burger King, and it looks kind of like silent. Like, where did these people go? Yeah, they got deported because they broke the law. And Indian laws don't work in Canada because if you're going to immigrate to a different country, or if you want to like work and study in a certain country, you need to abide by that country law. And also the fact that there's been um, uh, it's always been Indians who have been robbing small shops and attempted to steal from Dollarama, Dollar General, and other dollar store names. So what like the woman they always like wear these like long skirts and they'll hide these merchandise under their skirts so they'll hide it while the men are like the getaway drivers. So it's always like lucky that the police officer they come to the scene and they arrest them. And these men and women, where do they live? In the Greater Toronto area. So this is like we're talking about Scarborough, we're talking about North York, we're talking about Yorkville, the downtown area, Etobicoke, Markham, Richmond Hill. Yeah, that's all. That's where a lot of Chinese and Indians live. Now, this is why Korean students and student and worker visa users and new immigrants are more respected, and some other people like the Japanese, because South Korea and Japan they're more respected. They yeah, we abide by the law. So if you're going to be like an immigrant, of course you're going to be like you know, you follow the law, and it just seems to be the common thing for Koreans from South Korea and the Japanese people from Japan. Maybe we feel like maybe we want to like become like a official citizen, we'll sign up for it and after studying and if it qualifies, yeah, we're a citizen. And the same thing applies to like the Europeans. Now, while India and China, they may be like a first world country, they're kind of behaving like a third world country. And that's why there's a lot of scammers based in India and China. And why do they become scammers? Because they have like a lack of options. And convenience store and restaurant owners, you may see some owning them or working in them. So if they actually abide by the law, this wouldn't be like the big trouble. And we don't hate all of them. It just these people who just don't abide by the law, and that's why we need to send these people back home. Because there's been a lot of issues in British Columbia and mostly Ontario, though. Because Premier David Eby over in British Columbia and Ontario Premier Doug Ford, yeah, they did say some things about this. So this is not like anti Indian, anti Chinese, and anti South Asian hate. It's only like some people that making it look bad for the rest. So don't try to be like a racist or like anyone who's Indian, because some people they actually follow the law. So those people we can respect, but the ones breaking the law, we need to deport them. And just like the two ex workers at Tim Hortons in Picton, Ontario, because that was the harassment of a young teenage girl, and no one tried to stop them until the uncle and his wife stepped in, and also the Ontario Provincial Police over in Quinte West, that part. And also labeling every single law they broke. So you need to really study a country's law before you mistakenly break the laws without even thinking about it.